Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is July the 27th, 2022, and today the topic is confidence. I hope that you all had a great day yesterday. Mine was just fine. Shout out to Mountain West for inviting yours truly and little man out to a little bit of a play date. We went to catch air yesterday morning, and it was a good time. It was a really good time. Not only did NJ get to play more and, I guess meet some more kids and all that, but I got to play alongside him a little bit as well. I know that the that the play area was for the children, but I was able to fit in that area. So I went and, explored and played with him a little bit. So much so where he would like try to grab my hand, was like, come on, come on. It's like, and I kind of tried to back up a little bit because I did want him to, just kind of have some time and play and, mix and mingle with the other children, but, and I wanted to mix and mingle with the adults, which I kind of did a little bit, but for the most part, I was like keeping my eye on him and, everything like that. But yeah, it was a good time. And yeah, and then after that, we came on back home and was resting. And well, I said I was going to rest, and then I just started, doing my thing, hustling from home, talked to my mom a bit. Yeah, engulfing myself in different types of information. So that's another thing as well. But maybe I'll share some of that with y'all in the after show, those of y'all that are watching me live. But yeah, I mean, I guess, if nothing else, I will say that in this season, in this time, I truly feel like I'm like my mind is always on the Lord. Like, I mean, something biblical. I'm always either watching something biblical or reading something biblical. Like every now and then I might take a break and just kind of read like this book app that I have, or, I'll just play this little game to kind of clear my mind, or, hang out with NJ, or, you know what I mean? Or something like that every now and then. But for the most part, the content that I'm taking in is godly, righteous type of content. And to God be the glory for that. You know what I mean? To God be the glory for that. I know on one hand it kind of seems like far-fetched to think like that you could truly not just say live a righteous life, but like they say, keep your mind stayed on the Lord, and everything like that. But I mean, it's possible. It's possible. I mean, and it's important, honestly, what we take in. And I guess I was kind of reminded of that this morning, because I came across an Instagram, which you guys may hear about or not. I mean, I invited the person to come on GSL because, we seem to be on the same wavelength when it comes to just Christian content. I'll put it like that. And so, yeah, and it just kind of reminded me that, man, again, back in the day, the whole thing of GSL started because I was looking for content, and now it's like I'm seeing so many other people that are on the same, path as me when it comes to not only Christian content, but content that talks about sex, as well as just everything. And I guess when I see other people's content, right, it's just interesting because on one hand, I'm like, I guess it shows me how general mine is, because some of the other platforms, they go on like a deep dive into the sex conversation only. But I noticed with GSL, again, anybody that listens to the podcast, you guys are getting, daily inspiration / my Bible study journey. And then the talk show and stuff. I mean, yeah, we talk about a lot of different stuff, but a lot of it is entrepreneurial and whatnot. And it's like God, sex, and my career the way it was back in the day when I first got on YouTube. And so um yeah, it's like that. I don't know if that's my niche. I don't know, but I guess it's just this whole thing of what does it look like to incorporate Christ in every aspect of your life. I think that is my niche, but hey, I'm learning and growing every day. So we'll see, we'll see what the Lord do with all of this. But I don't know. I guess I just was reminded of that this morning. But regardless of that, confidence, y'all. So, I listened to my prayer and meditation. I want to say I woke up like a smidge early and then went back to sleep and then woke up at the sound of my alarm. And I want to say I listened to the prayer meditation then, but I must have fell asleep. I don't know. And then the Lord woke me back up and I went to go use the bathroom. I know everybody does it, right? But anyway, I went to use the bathroom. And as I was coming out, and I was still kind of sleepy, like mentally tired. And then I come out the door and there go NJ. I'm like, what? And it kind of, startled me because I wasn't expecting him to be there, I was expecting for it to be a regular morning. I walk out of the bathroom, I grab my stuff, I go and, get ready to do the prayer meditation, And so he was standing there talking about some water. And I was like, well, son, I'll give you some of my water, but you need to go back to bed and everything like that. And so obviously that woke me up, right? That got me like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed because I was almost in that like tired zone, before that happened. But then, yeah, that kind of shook me up and woke me up. And so I decided to listen to the prayer meditation again. And so I listened to it again, and it was good. It was nice to reflect on it, everything like that. And then in the final thoughts, it had me think about that, that confident that God loves me. And that word confident just kind of stood out this morning. And so I guess that's the inspiration for today. Because you know what I did? I ended up looking up verses and centered around the word confident. And, here we are. Here we are. So let's get into it, y'all. So here we go. Proverbs 3:26. It said, for the Lord will be your confidence and will keep your foot from being caught. The Lord will be our confidence. This verse reminded me of something that happened yesterday. And I might not get into all of the details of that, but y'all know I just told y'all I was I took little man to go play and whatnot. But for the most part, I did want him to be free, and feel and have fun and stuff like that. But for the most part, I was just always keeping my eyes on him, yes, as a parent, and then there was a situation that almost happened that I was able to stop by doing that, which I'm like, thank and praise God for that, So again, I'm not gonna get into the details of that or whatever at the moment, but yeah, that was a little situation that almost happened, and because my eyes was on him, I was able to stop before it happened. But I guess I was reminded of that this morning when I read this verse that says that the Lord will be your confidence and will keep your foot from being caught. Yeah, God is probably, well, it says he's always with us, right? So God is like how I was with NJ. His eyes always on us, right? He's there to catch us when we fall and all those wonderful things. And so, he's the good father, as they say, the good father. So yeah, I just was reminded of that this morning when I came across this verse. So here's another verse here, 2 Corinthians 3:5. It says, not that we are sufficient in ourselves to claim anything as coming from us, but our sufficiency is from God. Again, man, it's just very important to know the source. Again, I know I talk about this all the time. We can easily get caught up in the idea that it's me, it's I and me, and I did this and I did that. And that's I was about to say scary place to be. Not necessarily, I don't know if it's scary, but I don't know if I would want to be in that place. I put it like that. Um, Biblically, that's not a good place to be, where you feel like, you know, well, when you put anything in the position that God is supposed to be in, then that's not a good place to be biblically, from what I've seen. And then even from my life, I can say that anytime I put anything above the Lord in my life, now all things work together for the good of those that love God. But still, again, there's debacles, there's different things that I didn't have to go through in life. If I had just kept God first, and everything like that. So, yeah, very interesting things to think about, but let's keep going. So Hebrews 13:6, it says, so we can confidently say, the Lord is my helper. I will not fear. What can man do to me? Yeah. I mean, I know that's a bold statement. And again, I know that there are dire situations that can happen here on earth. And, I don't think anybody wants to be a part of some type of negative situation and everything like that. But even in the midst of things like that, I mean, we can say that, hey, well, at the end of the day, what can, anyone here on earth do to me? The Lord is my helper. I think if we know that and believe that, then again, that's the next level of thinking when we talk about, like, right? That's that thing that's, that, again, confidence, to know that we can have confidence in the Lord. We may not even be able to have confidence in ourselves, but we can have confidence in the Lord. And yeah, that's what I'm reminded of this morning. I'm going to wrap it up, man. I'm about to wrap it up with one of my favorite verses, or a couple of my favorite verses that are in the Bible. And the interesting thing is, I know it was a gentleman's birthday yesterday. He's like, I just want people to share with me their favorite verse for my birthday. And so I shared these verses, and so it's interesting that I'm sharing it here today as well. But yeah, so if y'all want to know my favorite verses, here they go. It's Hebrews 10:35 and 36. It says, therefore, do not throw away your confidence, which has a great reward, for you have need of endurance, so that you have done the will of God, you may receive promise. Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Of course, there's plenty of more to peruse and let marinate on your heart, souls, and minds in the go deeper section. But the Bible verse of today is Psalm 23:4. It says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Again, I hope that you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye. And there you go, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, anybody listening to the sound of my voice. I hope that you all are encouraged and inspired. Shout out to my guy, Ewan. Thank you for tuning in and showing love as you tend to do. Truly, truly appreciate you. Whether you know it or not, I don't know if you listen to any of my other interviews and things like that, but I talk about you a lot, man. I do. Every now and then, because it's one of those things where it's like, you have been a reminder to me that there's power in the one-to-one person. You're that reminder to me that at the end of the day, if this thing and this whole journey that I'm on and the content that I'm putting out, even if only one person watches, that's a blessing. You know what I mean? So thank you, Ewan. Thank you for being that consistent reminder. And yeah, I appreciate you. I really do. I really do appreciate you. In regards to some of the stuff I was talking about a minute ago, you all, I was engulfing myself in different types of content and whatnot. I kind of want to share one of them with you, but let me do this first, because I don't want to lose the what I've recorded here. So let me go ahead and put this out. Um, so, and I don't feel like I'm about to say the name wrong. Has anyone ever heard of Gematria? Am I saying it right? Gematria? Gematria? I know y'all can't answer me because I'm just talking to myself here. But well, I'm talking to you. So if you've heard of it, comment below. If you've heard of this word gematria. I think it's Gematria. It's from my understanding, I don't have a full like understanding to sit here and be like, oh yes, I know exactly everything about this. I mean, I've heard of it before, and I do believe it is a biblical practice where God is speaking to us through numbers, and everything like that. So it's like everything. Um, uh, Sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to get this episode together so I don't lose it. But yeah, it's like a practice where God is speaking to us through numbers. And so anyway, I looked up my name in numbers by using the calculator or whatever, and it came up with a certain number for my name. And when I looked up that number, what came, I don't know, should I tell y'all the number now? Let me ask the Lord. Should I tell them my number? Is it a big deal? Or at least what the thing said my number was. We're gonna see how I feel after I do this then, if I want to tell y'all my number and all the details. But basically, I looked up my number. I looked up my first name, and then I looked up my whole name, and then I did the same thing for my husband and my child. And well, yeah. And it was very interesting what came up about my name. Like I looked up my number, I just Googled it, like what does this number mean? And I just was, it was shocking. But it also was very like confirming, if that makes any sense. So even if I don't share the number, let me hold on. I'm almost done, y'all. I'm almost done doing this. Sorry. It might be worth it though, because if I share what came up about my name or my number, which again, like, and I know my mom named me this unique name, so shout out to mama. Woo! She named me this unique name, and she did say that the Lord gave her my name. So see, that's the thing. It's like, it's just very interesting, like, so basically, before I get into my name and all that stuff, I was listening to this gentleman, and he was basically talking about different things that are going on in the world, popular culture type stuff, right? And but he was breaking it down number wise and showing how they all like was, how can I say, like, not defined, but like how everything was tied together number wise, I guess you would say, something along those lines. And it was very interesting to listen to. Now I don't know if he's coming from a fully biblical perspective. I'm not sure on what the gentleman's belief might be. But it was interesting to see how he was breaking down different things, and it made me kind of curious to understand like how to be able to do that. You know what I mean? So what I'm gonna do is, since I'm still here sitting here talking about it, once I share these, what I'm going to do is look up the definition for y'all, so y'all can know what that means. So just in case, and then I'll share with you guys what my thing said when I looked up my number, and y'all can tell me what y'all think. I just was like, what? This totally sounds like me. Okay, so when we look up the word gematria, let me just make sure I'm saying it right. Yes, Gematria. When you just look that up, let's see definition. Gematria definition. It says, okay, so it says a Kabbalistic method of interpreting the Hebrew scriptures by computing the numerical value of words based on those of their constituent letters. Now I don't know about Kabbalah and all that. I don't know about none of that stuff. But so I don't know if that's okay. So Wikipedia is saying something else. And I know it's gonna, if you look up things about it, it's probably gonna tell you things about like it being a cult and whatnot like that. Now I don't know if it's a cult or anything. Again, I haven't studied it and all that stuff, but I know it is something that the Bible mentions. So I mean, maybe you should be specific when you look up, if you look up anything about it, maybe look up biblical gematria then, you know what I'm saying? Because now just by saying biblical gematria, it says gematria is a Jewish form of numerology. So you know what I'm saying? You're just gonna find so many different definitions and stuff. But I just wanted you guys to understand, I just wanted you guys to understand like what I was saying and what it generally means. But I mean, we can all go deeper with that. But basically, so, and again, I don't think it's occult. Now, can people use it for occulted reasons? I'm pretty sure they can, just like anything. But I will say it's biblical as well, because the Bible does mention like certain numbers, meaning names and all that type of stuff. So just saying. So I looked up my name according to this calculator, right? And it did give me a certain number for my name. And it just was for my first name, because that's the first thing I looked up my first name first. And then so I looked up that number, and I just Googled. Now, again, it's just Googling, I'm just telling you what, Google said. And so I just Googled, like, what does this number mean? And this is what it said, y'all. This is what it said. Well, it did have it has something called angel numbers. So that's another thing too. Every now and then, like when I see repeated numbers or like something like that, I'll look it up just to see what those numbers mean. But anyway, so it does talk about an angel number. But the next thing that came up about that number was this. It says, what does this number mean in the Bible, right? And this is what it said, y'all. It says, through an identity found in Christ, the number blank life is marked by living out who God created them to be, using their gifts, talents, abilities, and passions, all for the glory of God. I mean, listen, look. I said, well, okay then. I mean, so y'all, we can let that marinate. All I can say is that sound exactly like me when I read it yesterday, and I just was like, wow. So who knows, man? It might be something to this gematria thing. I don't know. Might be something to it. Maybe it's something we all need to just go deeper about. If you're listening to this at this point, then maybe, I'm just sharing it. So, we can all go deeper and, try to, get an understanding and ask God for the understanding, But yeah, man, this is just something interesting that I came across yesterday. And I hope that encourages you and inspires you, y'all. Thank you so much for listening, watching, liking, subscribing, sharing, all those wonderful things. And yeah, I look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye.